Yo, people, and welcome to Through a Different Lens podcast. I'm your co-host, Joe.
And I'm Jacob.
How we doing, my brother? How
All,
are we?
all okay, man. All okay. Been a busy week, but we're back. That's why we're online this week. They could see us hit like this for.
Yeah. Our schedules are mad.
Mhm.
Our schedules are mad. I mean, yeah. Look. You don't know. We could be recording at 4 a.m. right now, guys. 4 a.m. to
Yeah.
release tomorrow. Can you imagine? I mean, today. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no. As long as you're good, my boy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Being a busy one. Turned a new age, so that's grateful. So yeah, getting old, getting up there. Turn a new age.
Guys,
Sign back to my old club. So yeah, it was a busy last end to last week, and yeah, it's been good though. It's been good. How's things with you?
big up the new age, the new blessings. You get me, the new milestone,
Mm.
and then rejoining Maidstone, and let's get promoted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the
Like,
goal. That's the goal.
I was looking at the table when you told us, and I think you guys got the best defensive record in the league.
Yeah, 21
Um,
clean sheets.
yeah, and even these conceded goals as well. It's just like, bruv. But then I was just looking at goals scored. It just seems like they've throughout the season they maybe drew a bit too many games they probably should have won.
Oh yeah, that's definitely how it's been. The defenders have quite few goals to be fair between them. So when you tally
Yeah,
up that the defender, the back four or the back six, all the defenders, they might have like 25 goals between them.
swear.
Yeah.
Rah. So you
So
saying the Arsenal style Declan Rice, then Gabriel, boom, and
yeah,
then
yeah. So each week a defender seems to get on the score sheet. So
eh,
yeah. So yeah, they're doing well though. Well, they're doing well. We're doing well now. It's
yeah,
us. Um. So yeah, no, it's good to be back though, man. It's good to be back playing and traveling around this country again.
yeah, mate. Hey, that's your bread and butter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, you're
So
not
it's,
wrong.
it's what you know. But yeah, hopefully you guys can actually do it this year,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, go up to the National League because they're a club that should be in that league anyway.
100%, 100%. Facilities, stadium, fan base, everything about the
Yeah,
football club is it screams National League. But you know how football is. So
yeah,
yeah,
no, it's true.
the
And the
boys have
thing,
been telling me that only come for glory. They said that you Jacob, you only sign when it's time to win games. I said you're not wrong.
hey, they call this marquee. That's what they call it. You get me? Marquee. Last season signed in time for FA Cup run, and
Hmm.
then it's God's timing. You get me?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
who are
yes,
you? Who are you to deny God's timing?
exactly. He's blessing me. He's blessing me.
Yeah. And then when you guys do get promoted, because we're gonna speak it to
Hmm.
existence, the boys will be like, "Bloody hell, Jacob, we need you did the right thing."
Yep. Yep, they want me to leave again until they're doing well again to join again. So that's all.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be.
They'll be like, shit, we need this extra cutting edge. Are we gonna go over the line in certain games or
Yeah.
certain moments? But let's talk some NBA talk because I don't feel
Mm.
me and you have spoken NBA talk for time.
Yeah, we haven't directly. We haven't directly. I've indirectly. Yes, I've heard the
Yeah,
conversations, but I haven't directly. Yeah, you're not wrong.
yeah. Obviously, yeah. Producer and that, but bro, the before we move on to the East, we're gonna talk about the West because
Mm.
West is just crazily cramped.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get the biggest viewing out of once they tell us the viewing numbers out of the Lakers versus the Warriors, because obviously Steph and LeBron have been doing the viewer numbers for the NBA for the last couple of years, but now with Luka and Jimmy Butler, both teams in good form, especially the Warriors,
Mm.
and then the seeding in the West is just nuts.
Everyone's
From
super close.
Yeah, I think at the moment you've got like from 5 till 8 as it stands, all on the same amount of wins.
Yeah, yeah, it's true because the Warriors versus the Lakers game tonight is massive in terms of like one win can put you close enough to be there or thereabouts, but one loss can fling you down to the play-in. So it's like
Literally.
everything is
Yeah.
super duper close. But then and like there's no this year there's no let's try and position ourselves so we don't play someone. It's just let's not go to the play-in.
Yeah.
It's like get into the playoffs without. It's not. I don't want to play Denver. I don't want to play OKC, bro. Just get in there because you don't want to be in that play-in because the way these games are so topsy turvy and the teams are so up and down. You just don't know.
You want that rest, that
Um,
because like the plane, there's hardly any rest. And then the one thing you do want to avoid in the West is OKC.
yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
But then there's some teams in the plane that they'll just be happy to be there. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
then get a playoff spot. So like the matchups in round one alone could all be insane. Um,
They're looking that way. They're looking that way,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, I don't know if you saw watch the game or watch highlights of the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. That
Yes.
game when Steph went 52, 10 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the highlights and I was like, bloody hell. I think he shot 12 of 20 from three. I was like, bro.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like, and then you got Jimmy Butler. I think he chipped him with like 27 or something like that. But like that game went down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the Grizz sacking their coach last week or so. It's a
Very
bit weird.
interesting. Very interesting.
Timing's like they've been
Yeah.
doing all right, and now I think from then on they've lost like their last four straight from sacking the coach.
You
So
would do though. Like it's such an odd time to sack a coach in the season when, you're in the push, you're in the hunt. It's not like you're out of it. Do you get
mm,
what I mean? You're in the mix. So where the sackings happen, I'm like, I saw it and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. Is it a case where
yeah,
the players have gone like they did with at Milwaukee when they had a winning record and they sacked their head coach? Similar to that.
very good point.
That's what it feels like. Players are. We just don't feel like we can get over the line with him. But
Mm,
is it going to help you for this season to change coaches now? Probably not.
yeah, yeah. It's a weird one. There was rumors about like some of the players weren't happy with their offensive style of play and stuff like that. Just like, I mean, you were like a top four seed.
Mm,
Address that in the summer. Like
exactly.
literally a couple weeks before the playoffs is just mad weird. And then you bringing up the Bucks. Um, I think were they second or third in the East last season when they sacked Adrian Griffin,
Yeah, second or third, I
and
believe.
now
Yeah.
with like they had like a 65% plus winning record at
Hmm.
65 to 70 just to paraphrase, but now with Doc they're just like just over 500 their overall record with him, and I'm like, bro, like they look like they're stuck this year.
Yeah,
Like
and especially with obviously Dame going down with this blood clot and that sort of stuff. It's yeah, yeah.
because realistically he's out for the season. I don't know if they've confirmed it, but
That blood clot stuff seems to be taking people out for the season. Obviously, Wemby had
mm,
it. It took Chris Bosh's career.
yeah, shit.
And now
Yeah.
Dame's had something along the lines, bro. It's just it's madness to be fair, but speedy recovery to those guys that have obviously had those injuries. But yeah, nah.
Mm,
Back to the West. If we're the West is very interesting, and Jokic. Even everything in the NBA, as much as like people have said it's not interesting, everything is very interesting because you got the maddest MVP race going right now. I feel like
mm,
with Shai and Jokic. You got the West being so close knit. You've got so many different storylines. I feel like the NBA, as much as people are saying it's the viewership's low and this and that, I feel like it's still in a great place. I feel like honestly, it's still in a great place.
but do you think that's like it's found for me? It's found its footing again, but is that potentially since the Luka trade?
Oh, that's what's caused this. I feel like the Luka traders really benefited the NBA massively into
Yeah,
eyes watching and just people being interested in what's going to happen in the storylines. But I almost feel like we all know the NBA season doesn't start till after the All-Star break.
yeah, which is fair.
So, like after the All-Star break and once the NFL season's done, it's all eyes on the NBA.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. That's true. But yeah, it's just completely turned the whole league around, if anything. And there's been something like I was listening to Spencer Dinwiddie on Club 520, and
Mm,
he was saying like pre the Luka trade, there's just some play. Obviously, we spoke about Luka trade, but he was just saying there's just some players that you wouldn't think will never get traded.
yeah.
And I think he's Wemby said someone else, and then Luka, and he's like, bro. And now I think. every star player probably thinks that they're not safe.
They're not. They're not.
Well, superstar, I should say,
Nope.
franchise player.
The only one that's safe, the only two that are safe were the people with no trade clauses. Bradley Beal, LeBron James.
Hey, Bradley Bill mentioned these trade clause a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I'm happy. I'm earning a lot of money and I'm not big. I've got no trade clause. I was like,
He sleeps well at night. He's earning
yeah,
like 50 mil a year, and he
bro.
understands that he can't. He's staying at home. He's staying here
Yeah,
until he feels like going somewhere else.
yeah. Like they can't force him out.
No, but I'm even more surprised that Luca didn't have that in his contract.
But that's the thing. Bar LeBron, most players don't rarely ever have a no trade clause.
But for someone
LeBron's
like
the only one
Luca,
that's continued it for. Yeah, but Luca probably thought like Luca would never imagine it, and no one would have.
yeah. But
Because
now,
he seems like the kind of it's like Jokic. They're the kind of one team players. Like they can tell they know they're earning a lot of money. They can do their thing.
yeah,
Like it's not to look for a ring in that aspect. But all right, cool. Yeah, we're at our team. We're out. They just seem like family oriented. They don't want too much spotlight.
right.
But now he's gonna be forced into spotlight for the next 10 years because he's in LA.
100%, 110%, 110%. He's
It
there.
could be a blessing in disguise for him.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. I feel like if you're gonna get a move or get traded anywhere, you get traded to the LA Lakers or New York Knicks. I feel like those are the two franchises where you can really flourish outside of what you felt like was home. So
yeah.
I feel like for Luca is good. For Luca is being good, and he gets to learn off the best, and he gets to work with someone that loves him in JJ Redick, and
Yeah.
I feel like they'll push him to the absolute max. It's not a thing where you can sit here and be comfortable. So I feel like it works for him. Dallas, yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. They've just had a mad
Yeah.
couple of
A
months.
stretch of injuries. 'Cause even Dinwiddie said, yeah, because they asked him about the game potential, like one of their games potentially being forfeited because of injuries, and he goes, he never heard of that until that very moment.
Yeah,
Like, so, but AD's. But do you know what? Yeah, I was looking at the standings earlier, and I said teams might not want to play Dallas in the play-in because
one.
AD's back. He went what 34 and 15 the other night or
Yep.
whatever. He, I think since he's been back, they've been winning, or well, like they've been good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like just say starting five wise, right now, Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, is he injured? He might be injured.
Yeah. But let's go starting five for the team that will start in the playoffs playing. Everyone
Yeah.
would be fit for then. You get what I mean?
So Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, AD, and Gafford.
Yeah. You got
That like defensively, that's a very good starting
that's
five.
the thing. You've got enough scoring on the court, and you understand
Yeah.
that you can hold teams to under 100.
Yeah.
So and you got size and people that can slide and move laterally. You get what I mean? There's no unathletic person on that floor, and
Yeah.
you've got scoring. You got Klay Thompson that
Yeah.
can also. It's one game as well. Two in their case because they'll be the 10th seed
Yeah. Yeah.
probably. But
Well, right now yeah, they'll be the ninth or 10th seed.
yeah.
They're the
So
ninth
two
seed right
anyway.
now.
Do you get what I mean? It will guarantee be two for them if they're gonna get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But like they're just a team that will just they could potentially make someone's first round a very long first round.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think they can cause OKC any real problems.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they get the 7 and then they're playing against Houston at the 2, that's when I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. You guys could really cause some problems.
What's that? The Battle of Dallas, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, which will
Yeah.
be good. Which will be a real good one to be fair. The Battle of Texas, isn't it? Yeah,
Battle of Texas, sorry,
yeah,
yes, not Dallas. Because yeah, like you said, like the Rockets are the young team, whereas the Mavs, they're the experienced team with champions and Klay Thompson and AD.
yep.
Um,
And
so
and half the team went to the finals last year.
yes, exactly that. Yeah, not even mentioning that. And then Dinwiddie is a very good guard, like
Yep.
when he needs to be. And he's one of like the bigger guards as well. Because even Jeff Teague was saying that Dinwiddie's one of the hardest guards to play against because of his size, and he's
Yeah,
actually a good defender, isn't it? So, and then Dinwiddie's got good connection with the Mavs because he was previously there before going Lakers, where he built. He said him and AD are quite close, and so yeah, no, if they meet the Rockets, that could be a potential toss of the coin.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. But you know, Ime always has his teams ready to play, and that guy is a serious head coach. I don't think he's got his flowers enough, obviously, because he did the madness in Boston. But I feel like as a head coach, he is one of the top 3 coaches in the NBA.
Ooh, top 3.
I put him in the top 3 coaches in the NBA because if you see what he did with Boston, like obviously Boston were going to the conference finals every year. He took them over the hump, took them to the finals. You get what I mean?
In his first year, wasn't it?
In his first year, I understand they lost, but they lost to a Warriors team that had championship experience, and Steph was playing out of his mind. You then get sacked because of misconduct, and then goes to Houston, and Houston at the time
last season they were pushing for a playoff spot. They didn't end up getting it, but they were. I think the Warriors edged them out, but they were pushing for it.
Yeah. But then you get, okay, cool, second year, and you get this with the young team, with the small experience you've got in Van Fleet, you've got Dylan Brooks. You kind of got pieces that work well to create a good, solid team. And then you're doing this in the West where you're the 2 seed. And it's like, okay, cool. You built a young team, and it kind of feels like the Celtics that he had. Because the Celtics were young, you get what I mean, with other elements of experience. Obviously not as talented as the Celtics, but I feel like the Rockets have elements of what he was building in Boston. And I feel like as a coach, what he's doing is sensational. I put him up there as top 3. Top 3 for me.
Yeah. No, do you know what? Like, with that reasoning alone, like, I can't fully. Obviously, I'd have to think further, but I can't dispute it. And obviously, like, I was gonna say their main player is Jalen Green, but it might be Şengün. They've got any player that can go for, say, 30 a night, for instance.
Yeah.
But then at the playoffs, when teams you're playing them on a regular basis, you kind of need that go-to player. All right, we're not gonna. It's not a schemes kind of thing. It's not coaches play. Just give him the rock. Do you know what I mean? So that might be where their inexperience might come in, because they might not know who to go to in, like, say, crunch moments in the playoffs.
Right. But then I feel like they fall back on Ime's coaching to draw up a play. Like, you know, in some aspects where it's like, okay, cool, we'll give you the ball, win us the game, or can the coach win us the game? I feel like Ime Udoka can win them the game, and then obviously this year is kind of a building. It's still a building year for the Rockets, and obviously
definitely.
Next year, with what I'm seeing and what KD's looking at, do you get what I mean? If you can add Kevin Durant to that mix there, then you're contending.
That's the thing. Would they want to add? Obviously, speaking with Tash, she conceded that Kevin Durant's going to leave the Suns. Would the Rockets? Of course, you'd want to add Kevin Durant. I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot with this question. But would you want to break up what you've got going, or would you want him to potentially take you over the line?
Bro, I feel like every team, as much as you want to build, especially the Rockets, when was the last time you won? When you had Hakeem Olajuwon?
Yeah. Oh, what, one like that?
Yeah. You're every team, if you can get a superstar and be in win now mode, especially the way the NBA is going, if you're looking at it from a Rockets and OKC basis, okay, cool. OKC are young and are better than the Rockets. The Rockets are also like similar age. So you're going to be thinking, okay, if OKC are going this way and we're going this way, but we're always behind them, it's going to be like the Golden State Warriors and the Rockets when Harden and Chris Paul were there. Do you get what I mean? So you're going to probably look at it going, bro, we've done this before. We don't want to do this again. Let's go and get the man that can help us beat them.
But then it depends what they have to give up.
Understood. But I feel like in certain circumstances, I feel like they could do it just because they've been not the whipping boys, but they've always been second. The Rockets are known as the second team.
Bar the 30 years ago, them winning the 2 rings.
That was with Kenny the Jet Smith, though, brother.
Because when you look at it, like, just say their starting 5: Jalen Green, Şengün, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Van Vliet. I don't think they're gonna. Ime's gonna want to trade any of them, to be honest.
Okay, I understood, but you,
And then
Fred
it might
Fred
be,
VanVleet's on what 40 mil a year, yeah.
yeah, but like you said, I feel like teams like that need an experienced point guard.
But I feel like you could get another experienced point guard for cheaper with trading Fred VanVleet to Phoenix because obviously wages are gonna have to match. And then you could trade a small pieces and then try and build up from somewhere else because you're gonna have to make changes regardless.
Mm.
So the team ain't gonna stay the same. But
But they might just feel like, dude, we can come up like OKC have come up like the Celtics have, keep all young stars slash stars adjacent potential stars, and then do it that way, bring in one or two pieces like a Drew Holiday kind. Do you know what I mean?
I don't
Uh,
say I don't say to trade away any of your young pieces. Because like the Celtics, I don't even know how the Celtics have managed to do. I know they drafted well, very very well, but then like still like with what they added in with Kristaps Porzingis and it's luxury tax. Like they've managed to add a lot of pieces without really losing much
and because to be fair, not a lot of teams were keen on Porzingis because of his
health.
health and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like for him, he just takes them. He makes them near enough, somewhat
Unbeatable.
unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's on the floor. Whereas like they can still win without him.
Which is you know what that's Kristaps Porzingis is an interesting one because the fact at one point he was playing with Luca and if he
It
was
was only
healthy
for
when
one season though, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, but if he was healthy when he was with Luca, like properly healthy, like now, and
Mm,
those two were together, that would be one of the scariest duos in the NBA because what they can do both together. Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis can do everything outside and inside.
mm.
Just can't stay healthy, and Luca can do everything.
But it's just apparently they didn't mesh well, like in terms of playing style as well. So
Probably because Luca like someone he can throw lobs to, and like Porzingis
yeah,
is the man that wants to be outside shooting threes and
I think
playing.
Porzingis wanted the ball more and stuff like that.
Of
So
course, of course. But when you're playing
yeah,
with Luca, you can't complain.
mate,
But he went to
mate.
Celtics, he ain't touching the ball there either.
But they play a lot of team basketball in general.
Yes. Yeah, understood. Understood. Well, he looked like the finals MVP the first game of the finals
Oh,
last year.
yeah, so his first game back. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's nuts. Exactly. And whereas with Luca, you're not gonna really have that opportunity, bruv.
Nope. Not at all.
The Celtics, you can, because Tatum and Brown, they'll be like, all right, whoever's hot,
Mm,
whoever's got the hot hand, do your
yeah.
thing, we'll play. But no, it's interesting what you're saying on the Rockets. I think depending how the postseason goes, for them, their off season could be really interesting because they could be one of the teams that Kevin Durant could be interested in, and vice
Mm,
versa. Like
hmm.
where it actually makes sense.
Yep.
Whereas there's other teams we could just throw KD's name at, and it might not make sense as
No.
much.
No.
So
I,
yeah, no,
I like it. I like the move if he does go to Houston. I like him. I see he can fit anywhere, so I like him anywhere. But like, I'd want to see him on a contender. I don't want to see him drowning down at the bottom of the standings.
mate, it's like you. Again, we go back to them. We speak about them a lot. Him, Steph, and LeBron, bro. You just want to see them in positions. That's what it is.
Hmm.
In positions where they can at least be a first round playoff team at minimum.
Yes,
Um, just make the playoffs and then we'll go on from there. Do you know what I
of
mean?
course, of course.
Whoever does their thing does their thing. Cause what LeBron 40, Steph 37, KD 36 is like,
Yeah.
and you can KD's been in real good form, but it's just more from an individualistic way. Is like his numbers aren't as they don't mean as much now, but he's
Mm,
still playing at a high level. Which like, bro,
yeah. They don't translate to winning. It's just like
yeah,
he's always going to put up these numbers as long as he plays, but it's not affecting winning as much as it used to.
yeah. Whereas like Steph was going through the same thing until Jimmy Butler came in.
Yeah.
And it's given Steph new lease of life.
Hmm.
Like apparently he has either the same or less amount of touches, but he's way more efficient again.
Yeah,
That
because there's another body on the court, and allowing him more space.
understands the game, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you're
Like,
playing with the young boys, it's sometimes like, bro, these men don't know what is going on.
yeah, because I saw one Steph page tweet something about Steph's got more 50-point games than LeBron in like both their careers or whatever. I think Steph's
Mm,
on 14, LeBron's on 15 or something.
yeah.
And then someone quote tweeted saying Luka's got more first teams than Steph in 8 years, 8 less years. And then there was just a thread of tweets. Then one tweet said, "Yeah, Steph's been lucky to have offensive linemen playing with him all this time." I was like, "Oh my days!" Because
Yeah, no,
that's
that's true.
one thing Draymond and the Warriors can do is block.
Yep. That definitely. They can screen the hell out of a player.
Mate, but yeah, no, that the West, yeah, it's gonna be Norway before obviously once the playoffs start. And
Mm.
you briefly mentioned, I think you were gonna come back to it. Jokic, the
Oh yeah.
60-point triple double.
Oh yeah. The best player in the NBA by a
He's the
country mile.
best. He's the best. I think he said, I think he either said Ant's the best, and then Ant said he's the best. Ant said, like, this guy needs to stop. He's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
But Ant went crazy fourth quarter and overtime.
Mm-hmm. He did.
So
He did. But Jokic is. It's almost like, when people, when you're watching it, you're like, I feel like I'm probably watching one of the best players ever to play the game of basketball right now.
he's
But because it doesn't look like we're used to seeing it, it's like
mm,
you want to not put it in that category. But when you understand and appreciate the greatness of what he's doing, you go,
yeah.
this is the greatest. Like, this is a top 5, top 10 player easily in the
Or
game of
top five
basketball.
big man at the least.
Yeah, bro, the big man shout. He's going to go down as the best big man of all time because no one. We have to start being honest with what's going on. No one can do as a big man what he's doing.
Mate, don't let the old heads come for you and
Nah,
find this.
them man need to relax. Them man all need to relax because I understand they're all just doing a dunking and this and that, but we've got a center passing that Magic Johnson, scoring 60 and getting rebounds and all this. Like it's madness.
I listened yesterday on something. Jokic is gonna become the first player in NBA history to finish top three in points, rebounds, assists, steals. I don't know if there was another category.
Mm,
And the thing, his defense hasn't been good this year compared to last year, where he started to improve. Like
yeah,
he's probably been at his weakest at just MVP level defensively, but he's still getting steals.
yeah.
Um, so for man to finish top three in whatever the main
Every
four or five
as a
categories
center,
in NBA history,
but as a
like
center,
the only person is not, bro. Is even I quote tweeted it when I saw him, Harden, and Luka are the only ones in this. I don't know if it's NBA history, but in this modern generation with 60-point triple doubles.
yes,
And my quote tweet was, "They're three guys that don't look physically the fittest, but they're all very durable.
yeah, yeah.
They're all like." They've all been one of the most durable athletes on their team, if not the most durable athletes on their team in terms of just games played,
100%, 100%.
which is weird because people are like, oh, Luca don't physically never looks fit. For me, Luca does need to slightly get fitter.
But the
There's too
thing is,
much.
yeah, bro.
He acts like he's an old man.
The thing is, when you're
But
playing like 82 games a year, or you're scheduled to play 82 games a year plus
yeah,
practice, you're in shape. It doesn't matter like what people are saying, what your body looks like. To
yeah,
even play that amount of games, you are in shape. Like you can look a certain type of way, but you have to be in shape. It's not like these men have these frequent injuries like Joel Embiid and Zion. Do you get what I mean? Who you
mm,
are physically out of shape, and you can see it because they can't run up and down the floor or they consistently getting injured. Like these guys are in shape. They just don't look like they're in shape. It's like
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. If you walk Patrick Mahomes walking down the street, you think that brother don't look like he's really in shape
yeah.
for the best quarterback, one of the best greatest greatest sportsmen we've ever seen. He don't look like he's in shape, but you watch him on the field, he's in shape.
But that's the thing, yeah. The flip side to that is Mahomes. We see maybe it's because obviously we see the posts and we know his trainer posts, like his training videos. Whereas like Jokic and Luka, you wouldn't really picture them in the gym like crazy working out. They obviously do it. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? But you wouldn't think of it because of the way both say treat their off seasons. They just want to be home. Luka
Because
on the shisha,
because we're not
Jokic
because we don't see it on social
horses.
media.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. But it's just, I just found it so crazy that him, Jokic, Luka, and Harden are the ones with 60-point triple doubles.
Mm.
They're the ones that aren't in the best of physically,
Looking shape,
aesthetically
physically, looking
looking shape.
appealing.
But they are very, like Harden's Houston stint, he was practically playing every game
Oh yeah,
whilst being like the best, arguably the best offensive player in NBA history. Do
hundred
you know what I
percent.
mean? Then Lucas continued his style of play, like Harden's style of play. Then Jokic, well, Jokic came before Luka, but Jokic elevating to just a level of play we haven't seen before from a center, like you've said.
This the thing is, I don't think we've seen the level of play that Jokic is putting on display for a player. Like
Yeah,
there's no one that's been, and we've watched LeBron throughout all these years, but we've not seen a player do this and like consistently. Someone else. It's like okay, someone else might win the MVP, but that's the best player in the game.
yeah, bro. I was thinking the exact same thing because I've got no problem with SGA winning it. I think he should because of the
He should
team's
win it,
record
yeah.
and then his scoring prowess. We'll come back to it, but like, if people like Jokic and Luka, the only way other players get close to them is because they're not as good on defense.
Right.
But they're so advanced offensively. It's like, bro, it is. They didn't start to open that gap again. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, cause when you think of, again, going back to the top three, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, whatever order
Yeah.
Jokic is the best. Whoever you want to have 2 and 3. But Giannis brings it because of he edges it to the others because of his defensive.
Yes.
His all
Yes.
round game. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And Giannis is just a beast offensively. But like them two are literal floor generals. We're playing the game at our own speed. Bringing again Harden into the conversation, Rockets Harden, and even Harden this year for the Clippers. He's the reason why they are competing. Obviously, normal power, but like
Yep.
the way those
And
three
Kawhi.
play, it's special, man. And it's just a shame that it's not that they get downplayed if they don't make a final, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Because Harden's probably going to have a career where he never wins anything. Like not
yeah,
wins anything. I mean, win a championship. That's how his
yeah,
career is probably going to finish. He's not going to win a
yeah.
championship.
But then his peak scoring years is
That's
he's the best offensive player in NBA history.
that's the thing. But the record books won't say it, but it's the fact that he ran into the best team in NBA
Yeah,
history. Do you get
yeah,
what I mean? So, and then in this era, people might not win because they're running into another the best teams that we've seen, the Celtics. And then you're also running into maybe the best player in history in LeBron James, then maybe and another top 10 player in Steph Curry, and another maybe top 10 player in Kevin Durant, and then you got maybe another top 5, top 10 player in Jokic. And Luka,
yeah,
this is madness. So
yeah.
to win now is hard.
The span of the last maybe just say 10 years alone, 15 years of the top level players is crazy
Yeah, to win now is
because
hard, bro. Because no one's
they're
on the same
all
teams.
close. Sorry, say that again.
No one's on the same teams.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, you got to go through all these people to win. Like, look at the number of MVPs we've had and where they are. Do you get what I mean in terms of like,
Yeah.
we've had KD, Russ, Harden, Steph, Jokic, Giannis. We've had who else have we had?
Embiid.
Embiid.
And now SGA is going to break it up.
Yeah, we're gonna
Obviously,
have.
Jokic had 3 in the last 4
That's
years.
when we're gonna have SGA, and then bro, you could go anywhere from there.
Bearing in mind, you haven't named LeBron, and he hasn't won one for over 10
That's
years.
why I didn't name him because I was in the
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
no,
in
I
9
hear
years.
it.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's nuts.
That's what's crazy.
It's
Did I even
actually,
message Russell? Did I mention Russell Westbrook in that? I might have.
yeah, you said
Yeah.
Russ. You said Russ.
So like you have 10 different MVPs still playing today.
Yeah. But it seems like Jokic is going to soon be, when LeBron was still the best player, but not winning
Yeah,
MVP. Jokic is now
he's
reaching
in
that
that.
level.
He's in that now.
Yeah, they don't want him to win anymore,
Mm-hmm.
etc. The storylines, all that jazz, which I kind of get NBA wise. But I think like just moving on to SGA, bro, what he's doing is nuts. And SGA is a good defender as well, but
Mm-hmm.
like his offensive game, Shea Butter is
Mm.
real.
Yep. Yep.
Bro, like, and I wonder how the Clippers feel from that trade. Genuinely.
Do you know what? I was sitting there thinking about that. The Clippers have traded away a lot of stuff, but at the time they were in win now mode. They were in win now, and they didn't believe SGA was. I don't think they didn't believe SGA was the guy. I just feel like to get the people they wanted there, they had to get rid of him.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. There's no way OKC would have made that trade if they weren't getting SGA.
Exactly. They saw it. We all saw it. I
Oh,
think.
yeah. But a lot people knew he was a very good young player then, but
Hmm.
yeah, what we're seeing now, bro, is it's nuts.
But it's just interesting how OKC managed to always do this and get, because I feel like if OKC anything like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden days, I feel like they could have similar to what they've got now. 3 MVPs on the team. They've got Chet. They've got Jaden Williams. They've got SGA. Like they've got players that in the future you're thinking, okay, if he goes and has his own team, he could
Mm.
be what Harden was. You get what I mean? If he goes and has his own team, he could be what Kevin Durant was. And like,
But maybe they'll learn from their mistake and be like, because remember with Harden, it was only the difference was a couple million.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the reason why they lost him. It wasn't like a drastic thing. It was something that could have been addressed then.
100%. And Harden was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
He was six
And all you
man.
had to give him was an extra couple million.
And he would have sat there because he didn't
So
want to leave.
yeah, so their front office was probably like definitely been like, yeah, we're not gonna let that situation kind of happen again. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, because they what again, youngest team. They were last year, youngest ever one seed. They're again this year.
yep.
Could be youngest team to make NBA finals.
Hmm.
Could be the youngest team to win it, bro. Like right now, like the gap with them and everyone in the West, it's like it's not any no one's on their tear. It's OKC then the rest.
Yeah, it's like the Premier League right now. It's Liverpool and the rest.
Yeah, yeah, literally that. Where because I think Shea's next 20-point game, obviously by the time this comes out, it should be done. He'll overtake Michael Jordan for most consecutive 20-point games
Mm,
in the NBA. So right now, him and Jordan are joint third, I believe.
yeah.
And then Oscar Robertson might be second and Wilt might be first. But I think Shea can even reach Wilt's record if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, most probably. It feels like every time I see him on the floor, it feels like it's okay. Well, it's 20 points guaranteed. 20
Yeah,
points guaranteed.
minimum. Yeah, literally. And I think he's up there in terms of most 30-point games in the season as well. I saw a stat that Shea's minutes up to just 3 quarters worth of play would have him second in the scoring title.
Yeah, see, it's crazy. It's crazy.
SGA. All right, cool. Let's just quickly move on to the East.
Yeah,
Do you think the Cavs can do this?
I do. I truly believe in them. I like them as a team. I like how they're not under the radar, but I feel like people aren't respecting them enough. Still, I
Hmm.
still like there's not enough respect put on their name. I believe they can really go and win the East.
Do you think, sorry to cut you off, do you think that's because the Celtics are second seed, comfy, not taking every game serious, and they're the champions? Or do
No,
you
I
think
just
it's
I,
like
I just
three?
feel like the Cavs are good enough to go into the Celtics building and steal a game. Do you get what I mean? I feel like that's what it will. If the 1 and 2 seed, I don't think it's going to matter when it comes
I think
to,
for the Celtics, it really don't
yeah.
matter.
Like I feel like those two can go into anybody building and win. Vice
Right.
versa as well. Do you get what I mean? So I just feel like I like the Cavs. I like them defensively. I like them offensively. I
I
I,
like their team
that's the thing.
basketball.
The whole camaraderie around the building. I feel like, yeah, Cleveland's back.
I was watching their game against the Clippers either last Sunday or Sunday before, and it's like the Clippers came back like and took it down to the wire
Mm,
without Kawhi as well. But just like the first 3 quarters, the ball movement, like, and they're the team. You know how I said the Rockets, who you gonna give the ball to if you need it? They've got Donovan Mitchell. Do you know what I
right,
mean? Who's been there and done that?
right.
Like there was moments in the game they just gave the ball to him and he would just let me just do my thing.
He
Even
can,
though he's downplayed his minutes,
mhm,
he's scoring for the benefit of the team. They've still got that person.
right.
So
He can take over. They've got the man that we were talking about earlier that they can give the ball to, and can win you the game. And then
Yeah.
you've got the pieces around. You've got Evan Mobley. You've got Darius Garland. You've got I can't remember his name. My brain's died.
Jared
Jared
Allen
Allen. Yeah.
protecting. Yeah.
You've got Sai. You've got a perfect balance.
Yeah.
And especially out in the East, I feel like you need a perfect balance because there's a lot of big men. I feel like the whole teams in the East are big. You get what I mean?
The Celtics are a long team overall.
That's what I was thinking. Like they're all tall, they're long, they're just stretched. Everyone's stretched, put from point guard all the way to the center, to the
Everyone's like
bench.
pat, 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 pat,
Yeah.
pat. Yeah.
So I feel like that the Cavs match. I feel like the Cavs match up well against them, and I feel like the Cavs will match up well against OKC in the finals.
Ooh.
Yeah. I feel like they'll have a good matchup in the final. I feel like the Cavs and the OKC will probably be the finals this year.
I think I said it on the last Tash episode. I think that finals will be fantastic for the NBA.
Yeah,
But
basketball wise.
I just feel like the Celtics are gonna beat the Cavs in the conference final,
Well,
and
yeah,
it'll be.
we'll
I think
see.
it'll be the Celtics Thunder, and I think that will be a great finals as well.
100%. I think regardless, I feel like OKC are the best team in basketball.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So I truly believe if wherever they get to, which should be the finals this year, they should be the winners. But obviously, experience is going to be the key
Yeah,
factor to what's going to actually play into who wins the games.
especially if the Celtics make it, then people might rightfully give them their respect and say, okay, they're the favorites heading into the final, blah blah blah. Whereas if the Cavs make it, I think most people would pick OKC.
Oh, 100%.
But then if the Cavs knock off the Celtics, would that play a psychological edge in people's thinking? Bro, it's
It
because
might do.
those two are easily standout teams in the East. The rest of the East is not that I want to diminish them, but you can't take it serious. Like, obviously, you've got the Cavs Celtic, then a massive gap. Whereas the West, you've got OKC, then you've got a lot of other top teams
Yes.
or top adjacent teams, and then, do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, the East is
yes,
interesting. The East is interesting. Obviously, the Bulls have been on a good stretch as of recent. Obviously, being the Lakers the other night.
the Heat have as well.
The Heat, yep, the Heat have been on a good stretch. I wish Orlando had a full healthy team the whole season because they would have been in the real mix for things. You get what I mean?
I think they're one of the best defensive teams in terms of points.
Yeah,
They've given up the least, if I'm not mistaken, at least in the East. Obviously, the Thunder still they win on the defensive metric stats, but I think the Magic are leading, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of points given up, but they just don't score enough. Right now,
yeah.
they're the seventh seed, and I'm just looking at the East now. Yeah, I think the top six is pretty much done, unless the Bucks just fall off.
A cliff. That's the
Yeah,
thing. So
and then go into playing.
yeah, no. I feel like the East is a 2-horse race.
Yeah,
It's a true 2-horse race.
yeah,
I don't think anyone below them is knocking them off. Do you get what I mean? And if they do, I'll be super duper surprised. It will just be it'll be one of them series where everyone gets hurt.
yeah.
That,
Like those two have to meet in the conference finals.
yes, yeah,
Whereas in
100%.
the West is OKC and anyone else.
Yes, that's all it is. That's all it
Yeah,
actually is.
but obviously then the West, the matchups kind of matter. Because just for argument's sake, obviously not trying to big them up, but if OKC meet the Lakers, Luka knocked out OKC last season. Obviously
That's
different team, but
that's the thing. That's the thing. But my thing is, I feel like in the East, like the Cavs and the Celtics will happily buck anyone. In the
yeah,
West, you don't really want to just be bucking anyone. But at this
yeah,
point,
you don't want to butt the Lakers or the Warriors, and maybe even the Clippers if Kawhi is healthy.
I'll be real, bro. You don't want to buck Denver either. Because if Jokic is doing this,
Sorry, yes,
you
yeah.
don't want to buck Denver. Because if Jokic is doing this, Jamal Murray comes back fit. You get a
What
Russell
Jamal
Westbrook.
Murray goes to playoff Lakers Jamal Murray
Yeah,
then, yeah.
you get Russell Westbrook with a minor switched on. You get MPJ shooting well.
I mean Westbrook in the playoffs when the
No,
minus switch.
but I'm just saying, you get him with a minor
I hear
switched
what you're
on.
saying. Russell Westbrook's my guy still.
So Yeah, like, yeah, man. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting in out. In fact, both conferences are, to be fair.
Mm.
Um,
No, it is. I think it's going to be a really good, fun playoffs.
mm.
One more question on NBA, because I've seen some people feel like it should be removed, and I was a fan of it. I've not really assessed it in my mind of recent, but do you think the play-in is still working?
I don't really. I probably want it to go. I feel like this is the last year. I feel we should do it because more time, 1 to 8 actually get in anyway
Mm,
with the play in. Do you get what I mean?
mm.
1 to 8 usually qualify for it anyway. I know. I know we brought it in as like an element to add. Okay, cool. There's something on being the 10th seed or this and that. Like,
Making the regular season towards the end of it more
yeah, it
interesting.
makes it more interesting. But in my head, I'm thinking we're just wasting time playing these extra games where we could just jump straight into playoffs because we all want to watch the playoffs anyway. I'll be
Yeah,
honest, we don't really want to watch 10, 9, 8, 7 playing games because we know 10, 9, 8, 7 are probably going to be home in a week's time.
yeah. Mm.
So, like, let us just jump into the real thing instead of paying for the playing. But, if, a team's been injured and hurt and they've made a late surge for it, and then, you might buck if Phoenix managed to swindle their way in there, and
They
then
actually, yeah, they can. They're one game behind the Kings.
that's the thing. Swindle their way in there. And if Bradley, Bill, Booker, and Kevin Durant get hot at the same time for a series, it's a long day. But
Yeah,
it's just highly unlikely.
yeah, no, sure.
But you still don't want to buck a team with those three players on it. that's why it's a beautiful game.
It's, I'm conflicted on it because I was a fan of it early on. And maybe that's because we were still seeing like the star players really, or the big names, I should say,
That's because we
really
saw
trying to go for it.
Steph and LeBron in there.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But it's conflicted. Because realistically, just for argument's sake, if Wemby was healthy, the Spurs would still be in the mix for a
Right.
play-in spot at the least.
Hmm.
So, mm. And then yeah, the Suns. Yeah, it's nuts that they're not even in a play-in spot at the moment. But like,
They're in turmoil,
because
bro.
if you think about it, there's only two really bad teams in the West, which are the Pelicans and the Jazz.
Yep.
Like,
And
even the Trailblazers are all right.
but
The Spurs, they were before the injury, and then
that's the thing. Pelicans injury ridden, don't really know what's going on with their franchise. Kind of
yeah,
rebuild, half don't know what they're doing. You got the Trailblazers in full rebuild mode. No one really cares about them. They're so far out. Traded everyone away. Traded for the players they wanted. You got Spurs injuries.
mm,
Utah. I don't know what Utah's plan is ever. I'll be so real.
yeah, they're fully rock bottom.
Yeah, like half the time I feel like they're rebuilding, but then half the time they're going for it. So I don't really know. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so yeah,
yeah. Since Donovan Mitchell left, you really don't know what's happening with the
yeah.
Jazz.
Stars. Stars will carry you as far as they can, and then they gotta go.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Especially in a place like Utah as well.
Yeah,
No offense.
yeah. Because at one point Joe
Like,
Ingles was one of their stars.
mate. Oh, my days. What do you say? Should we move on to Song of the Week and wrap it
Yes,
up?
yes.
Do you want to go first or me?
Yeah. I can go first with my song of the week this week.
Go ahead.
So my song of the week for this week is by Larry June and 2 Chainz and the Alchemist, and it's "Life Is Beautiful."
I had a feeling something told me you were going to play a mention Larry June for some reason.
Yeah,
Don't know why, but something told me. So,
yeah, Larry June. Yeah, man. I've been rocking with Larry June for a while. He had my favorite song of the last year, probably. So Imported Couches. So yeah, definitely that. "Life Is Beautiful."
yeah, cool. Mine is Tiana Taylor featuring Davido, Killer.
Mm.
I heard that on one of these Spotify mixes, and I was rinsing it out all day, one day last week, or probably for like 2 days.
Yeah.
So that's I shout out you and Hass on Joe Duet, that song for
For
Campe.
Campe.
I've been
Yeah.
banging it out for like after Tiana Taylor Killer. I've been banging for Campe for. I was like, I can't believe I've never heard this track before,
It,
bro.
yeah, because it's a Haitian. He's Haitian, isn't it? So
but he's French, like.
Yes, yeah.
So even then, I thought I'd come across it because I sent it to Giannis. Giannis like, bro, you didn't know this. I was like, come on. He was shocked I didn't know it. I was like, I'm shocked. And
Yeah.
then I sent it to Sule, and Sule, no, I sent him the Burner Boy one, and he goes, bro, you should know anything Burner Boy I've got.
Mm,
I
yeah.
said, yeah, you've got all his notifications on for
Hmm.
any release, whether it's tickets, new music, anything. But
Yeah.
I slightly think, as good as the Burner Boy one is, I slightly think the original's better.
The original is the best thing ever. Burna Boy always jumps on the remixes to all tracks, and he does his thing. But
He always like he sometimes makes it better.
yeah,
But I feel like this
he
one,
always does his thing. But the original for this one, I feel it in
yeah,
my soul.
bro, this one you feel it. This one you
Yeah,
could just imagine dancing with your lady. Hey, bro,
yeah,
this one, yeah. Bro, I
Vacante.
saw. Look, last week I was looking up his shows. I was gonna tell you, I was like, let me see when he's doing a UK or Europe tour. And
Yeah.
I think the one time he's got a show, I think in Paris or something like that. I've got a wedding that weekend, and I was like,
Ah, but yeah, nah. Music is good, man. Usher's here as well. I'm going to see Usher on the weekend, so
I'm
that is
just about to mention,
yeah.
have you not gone to watch him already
No, I
this
haven't
week?
gone to see him yet, so I'm going to see him on Saturday. I
Uh,
gotta get train back from Western Superman.
I was gonna say you got Western Superman, man.
Yeah, I've already planned my train back. I'm gonna make win, lose, draw. We're gonna win, but win, lose, draw. I'm running to the train station. Um, I'm getting back here by 8:30, but I'm going to see him again because I don't know if I'm gonna miss any of the concert.
Fair.
So if I miss a minute, I need to see that minute on Wednesday.
Are you what? Do you know who you're going with again?
Oh no, Jacob. I'm going with Jacob.
Uh, if Ghost Jacob gets another ticket, let me know and I'll come through. I can't lie, but like even though I didn't really care about it, the way people have been talking about it, everyone that's gone so far has said how great the shows have been.
Bro, tickets are still available.
Because he added shows, well, at a certain point, didn't he?
No, he added shows, but like everyone was online saying tickets were sold out, and I was like, nah, they're not, because people were checking on Ticketmaster. There's
Right.
tickets that you can just buy that are just still available on Axis. Tickets just
Oh,
available
really?
to sit in the stadium. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On the good seats as well.
Yeah. I
So
think maybe because I don't know how many shows there are altogether, but
there's a
uh,
few. I think he's like adding. He's got one on the 11th, and yeah,
yeah,
he's just like
like
adding.
he's given UK just this is like his first UK tour in a while though, isn't it?
Yeah, in 11, 13 years, 14 years. Yeah.
Jeez, fair play. Nah, bro, I've seen everyone that's gone so far has been thoroughly happy with.
Oh yeah, this is Usher. There's no disrespect. You can't. This is the best. This is the best of the
Nah, I
best.
hear it still. I hear it. Quick before we finish, have you seen apparently Chris Brown tickets have gone like crazy for his European tour in general.
I haven't even seen it. I know it's a stadium tour. I haven't seen the tickets or anything like that. To be fair, I haven't looked per se
Fair.
because I haven't been that intrigued to go and watch Chris Brown's concerts. But when it's closer to the date, I'll see if I'm even
Yeah.
free to go and see it. At this point, he's
Yeah, yeah,
he's doing
because his
concerts in
one's
the
prime
summer.
summer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Breezy, Breezy. Yeah,
Mm.
that I'm not surprised, bro. But anyway, yeah, guess we can wrap it up. As Dej, let's say,
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
and of course, Jacob.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, thank you to everyone for tuning in, liking, commenting, most importantly, subscribing, as well as liking and commenting. But again, like just going back to Jordan's episode, we had a lot of really good interactions on TikTok, especially in terms of social work month, which was in March, and then Hass's episode as well, which was really good. Both back-to-back recordings that me and Jacob did. Obviously, we spread them out, but like thoroughly enjoyed those ones and the interactions from them, especially. So hopefully we can continue to provide more content for you guys in that way. And again, keep on with the suggestions. Any final words, my brother?
Nah, man. Gotta keep on keeping on, man. Keep on
Right.
keeping on. And,
That is it. That should just be the in the top of our notes. Keep on keeping on.
yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Get me. Joe, I am signing out.
Jacob, signing out.
Thank you for listening, people.
Peace.